Today we are going to answer the question,
what is ecology and why is it important?
in short, ecology is the study of organisms and their interactions with each other and their environment.
Let's break that down. Organisms are simply living things, including plants and animals. Interactions are just how one living thing impacts other living things, or its environment. And finally, we can define the environment as living things and their surroundings. Basically, the animal and its home, like the water, trees, and dirt.
That's right, an ecologist studies it all, the animals and how they interact with each other, and their home.
Now that we know what ecology is, let's learn about trophic levels through the use of 4 organisms and how they impact their environment.
First, let's take a look at what a trophic level is. A trophic level is simply where an organism fits into the food chain. From the first trophic level, the producer, to the highest trophic level, apex predators.
That's right. Let's look at the first trophic level, the producer, through a broad category of organisms, plants.
Producers, also called autotrophs, have the unique superpower of creating their own food using sunlight or chemicals. Plants are often overlooked since most focus on animals, but they are crucial to any environment because they usually form the base of the entire food chain.
Therefore, they are extremely important to the study of ecology, and there are groups of ecologists that focus solely on the study of plants, known as plant ecologists.
Plants could arguably be the most important organism to any environment because they provide both oxygen and energy through food to other organisms.
Like Luke said, plants are the basis of the food chain, but they also help regulate the water cycle and provide valuable nutrients to animals. Now let's focus on the next trophic level, the primary consumer.
As shown in a previous episode, the gopher tortoise is the most important animal in Florida and is a primary consumer, also known as a heterotroph.
A heterotroph or consumer is an organism that gets its food by eating other organisms, like herbivores. Gopher tortoises are primarily herbivores, meaning they eat plants.
Primary consumers, like gopher tortoises, are the second tier of the trophic level, but unlike most other consumers, gopher tortoises are keystone species. Next, let's explore the third tier on the trophic level, the secondary consumer. The scarlet snake is a secondary consumer because it is a carnivore, but it is also preyed upon by other animals.
That's right, scarlet snakes and secondary consumers are predators, but they are not at the top of the food chain.
Drumroll please. Now it's time for the apex predator, the American alligator. So what makes this animal the tertiary consumer?
It's the tertiary consumer because it eats secondary consumers like the scarlet snake and many other predators. That means it's at the top of the food chain.
And because they are at the top of the food chain, ecologists call them the apex predators. We hope you learned about ecology and why it's important.
As always,
Get out and get wild. Join us next week as we put ecology into practice.
We're going to survey a local park to find as many species of plants and animals as we can.
Next week, we will focus on land organisms.
See you then.